Thursday. Here we are on Facebook. We got Instagram and Facebook. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Anybody know that movie reference? Anybody? It's a good one. It's an old one. Not like super old, but probably as old as I am. Which, who knows if that's saying anything? Hello. Lemons? No, let's do yellow today. Who's on here? Hello. Teeth by Archer. Hello. Are you a dentist? Hi, Amanda. Hi, Kimberly. Hello, Lola. Year-round sound. Hi. Welcome, everybody, to Baking with Olivia. I'm almost completely set up. I think I've only got like one thing left to do, and that is butter my pan. So I know, hi, Kyle. I know I didn't actually tell you guys what I'm doing today. Surprise, surprise. I am making, in honor of our upcoming Independence Day weekend, I am making a Boston cream pie, which, fun fact, it's not a pie. It's a cake, you guys. It's given me a lot of heartache. But, hello, Just Drift. Hello, everybody. Hello. Yeah, Boston cream pie. Never had it, never made it. Thought it was an actual pie. Froze a whole stick of butter just so I could make a pie crust. And lo and behold, it's a cake. It's a sponge cake with cream in the middle. So let's get started because Martha Stewart's recipe takes some time. All right, oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And hello, Khalid. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad you guys are here. Hi, Christian. I'm doing well today. Thank you for asking. How are you? I need butter. More butter. I'm doing quite well. Let's do the Kerrygold. So, Boston cream pie, not a pie. A cake. It's a sponge cake, essentially, from what I understand. It is a sponge cake with a thick layer of pastry cream in the center, and then it is covered with a chocolate ganache type glaze. And all things I've kind of made before, but I'm also going to put my own spin on it because why not, you guys? Why not? Hello, am I okay, Sob? Yes, I'm okay. How are you? So right now I'm just greasing my pan. Technically, this should be going in a 9-inch cake round, but I don't own a 9-inch cake round pan. I own springform pans, but not, could be better somehow. Oh no, Christian. Are you icing it? Are you ricing it? Rest. Oh gosh, that's the acronym for what you do with like a sprain or a bruise. You rest and relax, isolate, compress, and elevate. Isn't that what it is? Rest, relax, isolate, compress, elevate. Ice. No, ice. Duh, Olivia. You guys. Well, thank you, year-round sound. I do what I can. Yes, when you have a sprain, you relax, you ice it, you compress it, and you elevate it. There's your physical therapy lesson for the day. Okay, like I said, it's supposed to be a round cake, but it's going to be a rectangular cake today. I know my shapes. I went to school. I got learning. So, the pan is greased. It is baking. Hey, Tony, how's it going? The pan is greased. In here, we have 1 whole cup of sugar, and we're going to put 3 eggs into the sugar. That's how we're going to start all of this for the sponge cake. I've already got my pastry cream prepped and ready in the fridge. So, like, that's great. And it should be ready to go. I don't know if I'll get to actually, like, fill the cake with the pastry cream today. Rest, ice compression. Yes, thank you, year-round sound. You got it. I don't know if we'll get to the filling part because the cake has to cool and everything. Hello. But that having been said, I'll at least make all of the things on here. So 3 eggs, 1 cup of sugar on high. And you just kind of let that go. I think it said for about 4 to 5 minutes until, I'm going to take it. No, we'll go high. Oh, it could go higher. Didn't realize that. Who else is here? Hello, Lucy. Hello, House of the Green. Hey, guys. We're making Boston cream pie today. I'm just going to call it Boston cream cake because it's a cake, you guys. Just resting it, maybe putting some ice on it. Definitely. Hi, Martin. Hello. I'm so glad you were able to join us. This thing is loud, y'all. I thought I was a loud person. No. Battle Frank, hello. Okay. So what you're supposed to do is let it mix until it starts to run like a trail, which it should become smooth. I think that's what we're looking for. So while that's going, in here we have our dry ingredients. We have 1.5 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Yes. That's going to go in a second. I'm going to set this here. Ooh. Okay, you can't see this, but it's getting really like pale. I'm going to have to show you in a second. Okay, almost, not quite, but you can kind of see it's become, well, no, you can't see it. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go, Instagram. Now you can see my mixer. Yes. It's hard when you have to be your own cameraman and your own baker at the same time. Okay, good. Thanks, Babel Frank. Good to know I didn't lose my volume. All right, I'm going to keep going with this. While that's mixing, we're going to give it a couple more minutes. We're going to melt butter, 6 tablespoons of butter, and 1/2 cup of whole milk. And then I'm going to add something a little special. My friend Natasha recommended I do this, and I just thought it was a really great idea. I'm going to steep my milk and butter with tea. English breakfast tea, because I enjoy the irony of making a Boston cream pie in honor of the Boston Tea Party, in which we rebelled and became the beginning of the country we are today. Hey now. Hi, Walter. Hey, George. We're making Boston cream cake. Okay, good. Yay, everybody. Hi, Ricky. Hi, John. Hi, Andrew. Hello, Johan. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Okay. Ooh! Look at this now, y'all. Yeah, I think that's just about it. Okay, so that's been mixing. I'm going to let it go for a little bit longer. Because it is a sponge cake, but it is going to have baking powder in it. So it's not like we have to rely on the eggs to be the only leavening agent. Whole milk, 6 tablespoons of butter, and I'm just going to let these tea bags steep. While it melts. That's looking nice and good. What do we have down here? Everybody good? A secret ingredient, yes, we're putting tea, English breakfast tea, into this cake because I just think it's funny. My friend Natasha is a very smart person. I don't know how it's gonna work. It may be awful. It may be terrible. What's cooking, Andrew? We're cooking Boston cream pie with a little English breakfast flavored cake. Okay. All right. I mean, I've never made this, so I don't know how good or bad I'm doing. But anyway, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. That's looking pretty good. Trying to see if I can smell tea in here. Hi, Eric. How's it going? We're making Boston cream pie today, Eric. And I've put some English breakfast tea into the milk and butter that's going to go in to flavor the cake. Now, I've already made my pastry cream. It's in the fridge chilling. Because the Boston cream pie is just a sponge cake with a nice thick layer of pastry cream and a gorgeous chocolate glaze top. Okay, so that's melted. I don't think I bring it to a boil, but we've got our cup of sugar and 3 eggs beaten. I'm going to turn this down to medium. Actually, I'm going to turn it down to a low. And I'm going to slowly add in the dry ingredients. You know what I do need for this machine is one of those like funnel attachments. Boston cream pie sounds, it does sound good. I've never had it. I thought it was an actual pie, Eric. It's not, it's cake. That is the theme of the day. Trickery, apparently. Woo! Hey, Olivia, when you leave butter and milk on the stove on high, it's gonna boil and simmer. Whoops. And it will come out great. Tony, you have so much faith in me. Thank you, friend. Hi, Richard. Hi, Edwin. Okay, so that is in there. Woo. Actually, I have to stop this for a second because I don't want to put my actual tea bags in there. But I went ahead and did 4 tea bags. I figured maybe that's gonna flavor it enough. I don't know. If I had been a smart person, I would have done this step prior to all of this. Hello. And let the tea steep a little longer. But that's okay. There are far worse things, I think. You know what is not worse? My hair today. Check it out. I went all out. I got a new product and decided to give it a whirl. Okay, so tea bags. Ooh. It might also be smarter to do this with a spoon so I don't like burn myself, but I like to live dangerously. What can I say? At this point, if there's sugar in it, okay. I like that attitude, Eric. As long as there's sugar. Oh, man. I'm so excited to see how this turns out. It looks like a cup of tea. It really does. Okay. So you can kind of see, well, no, you can't. I'm just going to make a mess like I did with my lemon bars last week, which they turned out pretty good, I have to say. So I'm going to turn it on low, and I'm going to slowly add in the butter, milk, and tea. I've been watching a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race recently, so tea means it's something different to me. I mean, it still means tea, but like it's got that extra thing. Your highlights. Thank you, Christian. You're so kind. They looked good. That's good. Okay. Olivia, turn off your burner, girl. A bit of a dip sometimes. Okay. And this is the one thing, I will say this. I love me a good KitchenAid mixing stand, but it doesn't always get like the very, very bottoms of it. What are we cooking? Edwin, we are making a Boston cream pie today. Hallelujah. Okay, so that's pretty mixed. And at this point, I'm actually going to take it off of the, I'm going to take it out of the stand. And I'm going to continue the rest of this by hand with a spatula. Not how you pronounce that word, but today it is. Because the KitchenAid mixing stands are great, but they don't always get like what's at the bottom. I've definitely noticed that. I think when I made my, wait, did I have it? I was either angel food cake or the Swiss roll that I made. that like you got to the bottom and there were still clumps of flour at the bottom of it. Hi, Matt. How's it going, friend? Watch any great movies recently? Matt and I go way back. Way back. Okay, so it actually looks like kind of like a coffee. A very cafe au lait, if you will. Hello, Pippi Pom Pom. Spatula. Yes, I like it indeed. So you're supposed to bake this in a 9-inch cake round pan, but all I have is this rectangle. And I don't know the dimensions of it, but that doesn't matter. So once you've got your batter all done, you're just going to pour it into your cake pan like so. And we're going to smooth it out. Now, I did have a couple of different ideas of how to like make this work. One was to make it in a sheet form and then make like individual Boston cream pies by cutting it out with my biscuit cutter that I have. And or I'm just thinking about this now, I might just make it into like a sheet cake. Who knows? Pippi Poppy Pom Pom, I am making a Boston cream pie, and I have flavored the cake with English breakfast tea, you know, to be a little cheeky, because if there's one thing I am, it's a little bit cheeky. Okay, fabulous. I want to make sure that it's evenly spread out in the pan. This almost looks like a caramel or a toffee. Like, I kind of just want to eat it as it is. I'm not gonna, because, you know, raw eggs is not good for you. Raw flour is not good for you. But, you know, like that's ever stopped me before. Oh, no. Okay, so into there we go. We've got our, oh, you can kind of see it. So we've got our cake going into the oven. Now, the original recipe says to bake this for 30 to 45 minutes, but that's in a smaller than that container. So it's a thicker cake, if you think about it. Going from round to a rectangle, it's going to change the thickness of the cake. So it's probably not going to need a full 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start with 15. Because sponges, the last time I made a sponge in this pan, it took about 15 minutes, but the bottom was kind of tough. That was when I made it for my Swiss roll, and you know, it was supposed to be this thin and it came out this thick. It was great. Oh, it was interesting that day. Which I now have jelly roll pans, so I can make a proper Swiss roll in the future. But we're gonna start with 15 minutes. Because sponge cakes can get really dry really fast. And I'm imagining it's probably half the size. I don't know. Again, I've never made this. So welcome to the grand experiment, y'all. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to shift cameras this way while I do some hand washing and pre-cleaning. For anybody wondering, it was Twining's everyday breakfast or everyday traditional tea. That was actually, which I think is like an English breakfast. And my friend Karina from Leicester, she gave it to me. And it's tasty. And again, I don't actually know if the tea flavor is going to come out in the bake. I hope it does. I used 4 tea bags. It probably would be stronger if I had let it steep for the proper, you know, minimum 5 minutes, but we're gonna see. Hello, Radhika. Okay. I gotta admit, I'm doing a lot better this time on handling 2 cameras than I was last time. Might have something to do with the fact that I fed myself this week. That's always a good thing. Food is fuel, and your body needs fuel to survive, to run properly. Okay. So then the next thing that's going to be made on this is the chocolate ganache. But it won't take long to make the ganache, so I'm going to go ahead and get my dishes kind of done and started. I've gotten into a really bad habit in the last few weeks where the dishes from this baking stream stay in my sink for about a week. They get rinsed. They just don't get washed. You know, I think one of the last times I did this, though, I definitely didn't have any running water because my building hates me. No, they're impartial. But let's go over here. There we go. I'm just gonna. Done. Look at that little Susie homemaker. What have you done, Eric? You've left your dishes in the sink for a week? I mean, who hasn't done that? I would like to know. So waiting for this weekend. Yes, Tony, thank you for that great introduction. So, in case you didn't know, or if you don't live in the States and you don't care about this Saturday is the 4th of July, which is our Independence Day in the States. And true to the doll's form, we are going to live stream for you, very similarly to how we live streamed the VE Day weekend. And I don't know why I'm obsessing over how I fold this tea towel, but I agree. Today is a multiple cups of coffee kind of day. I've had one. I need more. Yeah, who cares? You are singing. Yes, I will be singing, Edwin. I will be singing. We're going to have several shows for you this weekend. We will have a big all dolls on board 4th of July concert. That is at noon Los Angeles time, so 8 p.m. London time. And then we've got, but actually what's going to start this whole shenanigans off. Oh, guys, you know what? I forgot to put the vanilla in my cake. I just saw it by my mixing stand, so whoops. And here I thought I was doing so well. You know, a lot of Charlie Chaplin. Ooh, I need to watch Charlie Chaplin. Matt. The Kid. I have watched The Kid. I haven't seen Gold Rush. Oh, man. I am super excited about Hamilton coming to Disney Plus, but I'm not going to watch it until Sunday night after we finish all our streams because I will sing myself hoarse singing along to the whole show. Plus, I feel like it's going to break the internet a little bit and it will be a terrible streaming experience. So I'm just going to be patient, wait patiently. But yes, so this weekend, starting on Saturday at 10 a.m. Los Angeles time. So that would be 6 p.m. London time. Am I getting better with my math? 10 a.m. LA time, 6 p.m. London time. We are going to have a Satin Dolls group baking stream. Yay! Melody would be so proud. Aw, thanks, Martin. So yeah, set your alarm clocks in your calendars. Visit our Facebook page to find the event. And we'll be live streaming. I think we'll have about 4 Satin Dolls. We're all going to make some cupcakes. And we're just going to chat and enjoy each other for that morning. And then, oh God, you guys are too kind. I baked cookies and I put all the ingredients in instead of, Pippi, I feel ya. I always mess up something. Like, that's kind of the theme. I feel like that's just become the theme. What am I going to mess up this week? Well, there it is. I forgot the vanilla. So stay on topic, Olivia. 10 a.m. Los Angeles time, Satin Dolls group baking show. It'll be kind of like a nailed it, but we're just going to chat and bake. Then at noon, 8 p.m., we've got the big Satin Dolls 4th of July show. And I believe that evening, I can't remember the time, but we're going to do Dolls Through the Decades. And it's going to just be a fun, all-encompassing show about kind of the history and the origins of the dolls. And then we will have an entirely separate dancers-only live stream I'm blanking on the time for that one because obviously I'm not in it. And my brain only has space for so much stuff. But we have a full dancers show. Then we've got a pub quiz Sunday evening. We're going to do the London dolls versus the US dolls, UK versus US. And we're going to quiz each other on different like cultural colloquialisms. Is that the word I'm looking for? But slang terms and, you know, like a sweatshirt over here. It reminds me of that Quibi commercial with Sophie Turner. So trainers are sneakers, a sweater's a jumper, and 10 minutes is a Quibi, I think is what she says. I'm used to all those terms. My friend Karina uses them a lot. My jumper. I'm like, your sweatshirt? Okay. Yes, bring Melody back, fan club here. Start a page, invite Lola. Talk her ear off about that. Yes, Pippi, it's gonna be so much fun. Did I get all of the streams, Lola? Did I remember every single one? Dolls Through the Decades, baking show, big show, Dolls Through the Decades, dancer show, pub quiz. Yeah? I think. She'll correct me in a second. But again, you can always go to our Facebook page as well as our Instagram page and get all the information. Whether you respond to interesting or going, Facebook will notify you of when everything starts and when it's about to start. Ella. What about Ella Martin? I would like to know. I would love to know. My friends are trying to talk to me and it's like I can't. My brain can only handle, oh Lord. Let me just mute my phone for a second. Sorry about that, y'all. Technology, isn't it great? Let's see, we've got 6.5 minutes. It is 1:27. Doing great on time. Actually, right now, we're going to take a break from chatting and we're going to get back to this ganache. Hello, everybody. Ladies. All right, so still doing her ukulele. Yes, Ella will be doing her usual Ella and her uke on Sunday. You can catch that. Same Dolls time, same Dolls channel. Who's got that reference? That should be an easy one. Okay, so for the ganache, we've got a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream and 4 ounces of dark chocolate chips. And I should have grabbed a bigger bowl, but whatever. So all you're going to do, ganache is really easy to make, by the way. If you're like, oh no, chocolate, it scares me. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Ganache is so easy. You could chop up the chocolate chips and it might make melting easier, but I'm not going to. I am going to eat one though. Because, you know, it's my show and I'll do what I want to. Do what I want to. Do what I want to. You would do too if you love chocolate as much as I do. Hey, there's a gotcha tune. Okay. Well, it dates me. What day? Oh, knowing that reference? No, that's not a dated. It doesn't date anybody. Lots of people know that. Children know that. Of course I get that reference. Of course you do, Matt. I would be surprised if there were a movie reference you didn't get. My friend Matt is a lover of movies. He worked at a video rental store when we were in high school. And actually, this is a funny story. He worked at Hollywood Video, and I was hanging out one day because it's Enid, Oklahoma, and what else are you going to do except hang out at the video store? And I was going through the aisles, just perusing, and I found Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton's Taming of the Shrew. And I found it in the drama section. And I went up to my friend Matt and I was like, Matt, excuse me. This is wrong. Why is it categorized as drama? It's not a drama. It's not even a drama in the Shakespeare canon. It's like one of the top 3 Shakespeare comedies of all time. And I would not let this go. I was like, I'm going to die on this hill, man. Change it. And he's like, oh, I don't make the rules. I was like, you work here. Change them. And sure enough, I was persistent, and he recategorized The Taming of the Shrew, starring Liz Taylor and Richard Burton, and made it a comedy Well, because it is. So, you know, and I love about me, yes. So when there's something I want, it's going to happen. Do you think we could make that change with Boston cream pie and make it Boston cream cake? Because it's a cake, you guys. It's a cake. I'm going to die on that cross too. Follow the money. Matt, that's a test for you from Eric. Did you check on the Much Ado About Nothing? Oh, which one? Which one? I've seen Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson. Love them. I love her. I love him. But, ooh, gosh, that's a good one. Did I make it all the way through Joss Whedon's Much Ado? It was a very interesting concept. It took a more serious turn. Like, it played on a more serious note, I think. That's true. It is not a drama. Thank you, Pippi. Thank you, Sue. It is a cake. It's Boston cream cake. We're not calling it pie anymore. Start this revolution with me. Boston cream cake. I'm so glad you guys agree with me. But yes, I did see the Joss Whedon Much Ado About Nothing. I can't remember if I finished it or not. And I thought it was really, I enjoyed it. He definitely put his own spin on that. Yes, with Emma Thompson. The one with Emma, like that scene after Ursula and Hero trick her into thinking Benedict loves her. What fires in my ears. Oh, I love both of them. They're so good. And they were married at the time, weren't they? When they made that movie? Eric, you're great. Okay, so we're still making ganache over here while I talk my voice out. Oh, thanks, Matt. I want you to change the name of this dessert to cake. So all you do for ganache is you bring your cream, your double heavy whipping cream to a boil, and we're just going to pour it over the sugar and mix it with a whisk. This is clean, I promise. I washed it earlier. It was just drying in there. Half the time my dishwasher is just a drying rack. But anyway, bring it to a boil. It's kind of simmering, but it's probably ready. And then you just pour it over the chocolate and stir it until all the chocolate melts. And then you let it sit and get kind of cool. And that's all there is to chocolate ganache. You can add sugar to it. I think if you do like brown sugar, it tends to take on more of a molasses feel. So it's a little thicker. That's why if you ever think about mixing, like switching granulated sugar for brown sugar, it kind of depends on what you're trying to bake. Brown sugar is really good in a cookie because it makes that chewy, like I said, more molasses feel to it. And I would probably put brown sugar in a ganache rather than just granulated sugar because it has that smoother texture. Okay, so here we go. Pouring it in. Boop. And just gonna stir and stir. It's like magic making ganache. Do you have any other favorite vintage recipes? Ooh, vintage recipes? You know, I really should look into more vintage bakes. I wouldn't mind learning how to make a princess cake. Okay, speaking of cake, that is our cake. All the President's Men. Follow the money. All the President's Men, Eric. That's what Matt says. Did he get it right? This is really fun. You two are talking to each other vicariously through me from different social media platforms. Isn't the world nuts? Vintage cakes. I don't know. I might try to make a baked Alaska. I might just start going down the line of technical challenges from the Great British Baking Show and use those as my bakes for the week because ideas are running thin. Okay, so you can see it's, woo. Oh, that's delightful. I think I put a little more chocolate than I should have in there. Oh, well. Correct, Matt. I mean, I figured it would be. All right. Missed the beginning. What's the ganache for? The ganache, Sue, goes on top of the Boston cream cake. So all it is a sponge cake. You cut that sponge in half. You put a thick layer of pastry cream in the middle of it, and then you top it with a chocolate ganache. So super good. You know that movie verbatim. And it's which one? So it's no longer a pinup revolution, but it's a pinup baking revolution, Christian. I think we can marry the two. They're not mutually exclusive, I don't think. Banana bread isn't really bread. It is. You cook it in a loaf tin, and it's got flour, but it's a sweet bread. It's more bread than not. But yes, it could also be like a cupcake. It has that cake thing. Hi, Michael. What am I missing? Okay, great, cool. So let's check this cake. Let's check it out. Oh, now, Paul Hollywood likes to tell people, especially when they're baking a sponge, that adding chocolate to things is dangerous because it changes the color. Normally in a sponge cake, you would see a golden color when it's done. Like that's your visual indicator as to when things are finished. Oh, you stop that. But when it's chocolate, it doesn't turn golden. And so it's hard to gauge when it's finished. But one thing I'm noticing, it might be done because the cake is kind of pulling away from the edges. And that was something they mentioned. However, because I put tea in it, it's already got this kind of caramely mocha color. It's the satin doll version of the British Baking Challenge. Yes, I like it. I thought we were making that. I made my cake. Gotta go take care of your kids. Thanks, Matt. Love you. Say hello to your kids and family and join us this weekend for all our 4th of July shows. Okay. So it's coming out clean. And again, yeah, I think she's done. Okay. Let's see. I can probably show you. Well, just trust me. The cake itself is pulling away from the edges. That is an indicator that your sponge is done. So, all right. You know what? This is going to be interesting. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to melt some more cream because I feel like that's just a hair. It's a hair too thick to be put on. What I think is it should just be able to drizzle over the cake. So we'll do that. All right. 137. Oh, pastry cream. Let's discuss pastry cream for a second because I made it beforehand. If you're actually going to make this dessert, you do need to make your pastry cream a minimum of 2 hours in advance. All it is 2 cups of milk, 2 tablespoons of butter, half a cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 4 egg yolks. So you whisk the eggs and the milk together in their own little thing. You put the sugar and the cornstarch, and a pinch of kosher salt into a saucepan, a medium saucepan. Heat it to medium. Pour the egg and milk mixture over the sugar cornstarch mixture. And you cook it about 4 to 5 minutes until it kind of starts to thicken over like a medium heat. And once it gets thick, bring it away, add a teaspoon of vanilla, and then you strain it into a bowl because there's some chunks. It should be creamy, not chunky. So put it through a sieve or a strainer of some sort in a plastic bowl, and then cover that bowl with cling film, plastic cling film. Make sure, let me actually show you this as I can. Put it in a cling film, and you want to press the cling film onto the top of the pastry cream so that a film doesn't develop. If you just covered the top of the bowl, there'd be like a kind of slimy film from all the oxygen, but pressing your plastic wrap to the top of the cream prevents that foam from happening. And then you just leave it in the fridge for a minimum of 2 hours. You can also make it the day before. That way you have less to do the day of making this cake. And it just chills and it solidifies. And it's going to go in between layers of cake. So there's that. What's going on over here? It does look good, Pippi. I had to Google, I found this. The first version might have been baked in pie tins. Okay, but that doesn't make it a pie. I mean, I get you. We make it the early American pudding cake pie. Pudding cake pie. Pies have crusts. The end. That's my indicator. Pies have crusts. I was so excited. I froze a whole stick of butter to get ready for this, and then I found recipes and was like, that's a cake. It's not a pie. Tricksters. Okay, so the cake. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm still heating cream. I'm going to try to thin out this ganache just a little bit. Just a little bit. Olivia has spoken. It's a cake. And you can tell everybody I said so. Let's see. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to try and, I don't need a lot of cream. I am gonna see if I can turn this out onto my cooling rack. We'll see. Okay, but like I need to get the actual. Oh, my Lanta. Clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle. So here she is. The sheet cake. It's a little thin for a Boston cream pie, maybe. But I could still go forward with my plan of cutting out like individual circles with my, let me show you. With my biscuit cutter. Little biscuit cutter. So that might be what I end up doing, is cutting it into circles and then stacking them. Because I think that's actually as thick as the halves of the cake are supposed to be. All right, put a little more in there. Turn off your burner, Olivia. I'm a mess some days, but my hair's not. I'm still super excited. You guys have no idea. Usually when I do my hair, I put at least 7 different products in it just to get it to stick, which is fine for a show because I'm battling stage lights, I'm battling humidity, heat, are we indoors, are we outdoors, and then just the adrenaline and lovely natural sweat that occurs when you do a show because it's work. Okay, so that's a lot better. That's a lot better. Okay, great. But yeah, I'm real excited that I only had to put 1 thing of product in my hair today. Okay, yes, Christopher, you're right. Yes, Tony, yes, Martin, woohoo! Looks great. We're gonna let it sit. Do you guys want some music? Because I've got something for you. Take a sip of tea. I planned ahead today. I made myself some throat coat. Because like I said, I spend so much time talking to you guys and walking you through these recipes that by the time I get to the music section, my voice is a tiny bit tired. Secret weapons. You know, I don't use Aquanet. I do use the Moroccan oil bamboo infused something spray. But like I've just got that baby doll fine hair that I don't even have to brush my hair most days and people don't know. That's how fine and straight it is. Commence with the singing. Okay, Eric. This is a song that I'm playing on the uke. No, I'm not going to sing that for you. Okay, so last week I did some Ella and Cole Porter songs. I'm going to redeem one of those songs this week. But I also mentioned how I bought Ella Fitzgerald and Norah Jones albums at the same time. And that's how I ended up developing my middle voice a little better. And Norah Jones, it turns out, just released a new album within the last month, I think. I just found it on Google Play. It's wonderful. Speaking of finding music on platforms, don't forget the Satin Dolls have their very first single out on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. Is it on Google yet, Lola? I haven't checked. I should check. But you can go to Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, I know those three exist. And search for the Satin Dolls, That Man. It's our cover of Caro Emerald's That Man with a little, I can never remember her name. Hey ladies, when your man wanna get buck wild. I can never remember that artist's name, but we do a little mashup at the end. Definitely go check that out on your music platforms. But in honor of Norah Jones dropping her newest album, this is one of the songs that I kind of grew to love on that first album of hers that I bought, Not Too Late. It's got kind of a jazzy, bluesy feel. No Google Play just yet. We'll let you know when it gets there. Caro Emerald. Yes. Oh, she's Dutch. I did not know that. No, but who's Blue Cantrell. That's the song. That's the artist that we mash up. Blue Cantrell's Hey Ladies, when your man wanna get buck wild. Yeah, that's the mashup at the very, very end. But it is Caro Emerald's That Man, but with, of course, our Satin Dolls sizzle on top of it. So, congratulations on your new album, Norah Jones. This is Sinkin' Soon. I'm gonna help myself. In a boat that's built. Oops, that's not even the right, those are not the right lyrics. Here we go. Where the oyster crackers on the stew, the honey in the tea, the sugar cubes, one lump or two in the black coffee, where the golden crust on an apple pie that shines in the sun at noon, where a wheel of cheese high in the sky, but we're gonna be sinking soon. In a boat that's built of sticks and hay, we drifted from the shore, with a captain who's too proud to say that he dropped the oar. The tiny hull has sprung a leak in this cheap pontoon. Now the hull has started growing weak, and we're gonna be sinking soon. We're gonna be sinking soon. We're gonna be sinking soon. Everybody hold your breath, 'cause we're gonna be sinking soon. We're gonna be sinking soon. We're gonna be sinking soon. Everybody hold your breath, and down we go. Like the oyster cracker on a stew, the honey in the tea, the sugar cubes, one lump or two. No thank you, none for me. Where the golden crust on the apple pie that shines in the sun at noon, like a wheel of cheese high in the sky. Well, we're gonna be sinking soon. Ba-da-la-la-la-la. There it is. I love that song. It's got nice food references. Apple Music. Yes, we have it on Apple Music too. I know, Tony, I'm with you. I use Google too. It's a good one. Oh, thanks, Tony. Thank you, Sue. I do love that song. What, no apple pie and custard again? You know, I'll make an apple pie soon, I promise. But yeah, that was Sinking Soon by Norah Jones. Yeah, she's great. And she does have a new album out. Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's good. It's worth checking out. Did I turn the oven off? Yes. Okay. And now, for redemption purposes, oh, thanks, Pippi. I'm going to go back and play one of the songs that I played last week because I've worked on it a lot more, and I just want to play it again because it's a good one. All right. Drink some water. Thank you, Words Photo. Yes, my apartment has pretty good acoustics. All right. Like the beat, beat, beat of the tom-toms when the jungle shadows fall. Like the tick, tick, tock of the stately clock as it stands against the wall. Like the drip, drip, drip of the raindrops when the summer shower is through. So a voice within me keeps repeating you, 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 night and day. You are the one, only you, beneath the moon and under the sun. Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are, I think of you night and day. Why is it so that this longing for you follows wherever I go? And its torment won't be through till you let me spend my life making love to you day and night. Oh, those are the wrong words. In the roaring traffic's boom, in the silence of my lonely room, I think of you night and day, day and night, under the hide of me. There's such a hungry yearning burning inside of me, and its torment won't be through till you let me spend my life making love to you day and night, night and day, night and day. Of me, there's such a hungry yearning burning inside of me, and its torment won't be through till you let me spend my life making love to you day and night, night and day. there she is. Forgot the lyrics halfway through, but okay. So that was Night and Day by Cole Porter, Ella Fitzgerald's rendition. Oh, sweat. See? Okay. This is why I have to put like 10,000 products in my hair. Thanks, Tony. New album, Pick Me Up Off the Floor. That's it, Sue. Yes, Pick Me Up Off the Floor. Good Nora Jones new album. Thanks, Martin. Hello. I'm going to butcher your name, but hello. Hello. We have made, hi, Edwin. Oh, thanks, Edwin. Yes, we made Boston cream pie. We've got how many minutes? 5 whole minutes. So here's our cake. Let's see. Yeah, I think we might try to, let's see. Here's what I'm going to do. There's a song by Wainwright. It's called The Song. This song don't have a video. I don't know him, but I know Rufus Wainwright. I love Rufus. Gosh. Rufus does Judy, Judy, Judy. He did Judy Garland's Carnegie Hall show all by himself. It was amazing. Thanks, Martin. Well, thank you, Michael. Maybe one day, one of these days, I'm going to have to do like a full uke concert now that I've beefed up my uke. Hi, Richie. We made Boston cream pie. You're my baker, right? Aren't you the baker that actually knows what he's doing? Why is it called pie? It's not pie, it's cake. It's been the whole discussion this whole time. How come I never get to eat anything? Well, you kind of have to be here. I can't mail this stuff. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. In the time that we have left, I'm going to get this. I'm going to try and see. Oh no, did you stick to my cooling rack, you silly goose of a cake? Nuts. Okay, well, it has grill marks, you guys. It has grill marks. So here's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to cut circles. It's only going to make a few Boston cream pies. Hello. This might work out quite nicely. So I'm going to wind up with 3 individual cream pies. Cream cakes. Boston cream cakes. Because this is a cake, not a pie. But oh well. I told you guys I'm going to die on this hill. Okay, so let's see if I can construct one really, really fast. So here are the 2 cakes. And I'm going to take my pastry cream. Let's see if we can do this because I don't have a whole lot of time. It has sugar in it. Another song. I don't have time today for another song, but Edwin, please be sure to find us on Facebook and go RSVP to our 4th of July shows because they are coming up this weekend. We start off, once again, we're going to start the weekend off with a group bake at 10 a.m. LA time, 6 p.m. London time. All right, and I'm just going to try to make this. I'm going to make one real fast because I think I've got time. So I can show you. Pineapple upside down cake. Why is it upside down? Don't ask me where that came from. That just popped into my head. And it is a children's cartoon reference. Okay, so we've got a nice thick layer of the pastry cream. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is tall. This is... I probably could have cut the cake in half, but for the sake of getting something done. Woo! No, I need more palette knives. Watch your Instagram time. Oh, yes. Yeah, Instagram is going to cut me off here. But you guys, we made it. We did it. Here it is. A Boston. Where's the plate? A Boston cream cake. Sort of. I'm definitely going to cut these in half and make them smaller, but there it is. Boston cream cake. Don't let anybody tell you it's a pie. I'll see you next week. Instagram and Facebook. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Don't forget to check out our Facebook for all our weekend extravaganza, 4th of July. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I think I'm going to go eat this. I'm going to cut it in half, but you know. Okay. Bye, everybody.